I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're unlocking the secrets of becoming a transformative leader with an amazing author. His name is AJ Josefowitz, and he has written a groundbreaking book. It is called Growing Confident Leaders. We will dive into a simple yet profound model that demystifies the art of leadership. We will learn how to inspire and create meaningful change through trust, hope, and clarity. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. AJ, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Great to see you as well. Thank you.
Love having you on the show. Loved your book as well. Tell me, what inspired you to develop the Heart of the Matter model?
I think all the book and the model is really based in my years of experience. And I thought I would capture that in the book. And, I think I say it in the book as well. I'm generally, in my orientation, I'm a reductionist. So I look for the most simple things. And I believe that all of us, certainly in the work that we do, and arguably maybe even in our personal relationships, we need a sense of meaning, we need a sense of hope, and we need a sense of trust.
Yeah.
And when we're lucky, I like to say, a little tongue-in-cheek, we find leaders who help us discover purpose in service of our need for meaning, discover optimism in service of our need for hope, and discover integrity in service of our need for trust. And that's the model.
Absolutely. It's an effective model, no doubt. I think it would inspire the workers below that leader to work towards the mission statement and the core goals of the corporation or business for sure. It's often said that great leaders aren't born, but they're actually created or made. You actually say they're grown. Tell us about how great leaders are grown.
Well, I think I use the analogy of like plants and vegetables. On the one hand, they do it themselves, but at the same time, they need soil and they need water, they need nurturance. So I think that's what I mean. We need to nurture people in order to become more effective leaders. I'm not sure if I'm getting to
Oh, you're
what
making it clear. Basically, you're saying they need to be cultivated, that some people
right.
have some natural raw abilities, just like a plant or a seed or a bulb, but they need to be tended for. They need to be mentored. They need to be given reinforcement of the natural born abilities that they may or may not possess, right?
True enough.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely. There's a difference between what makes a leader and what makes a manager. Leadership and management are really different things, right?
Absolutely. I believe that the ultimate objective for anything that we're talking about in the context of leadership and management is accomplishing group purpose. So begins with, it's not about one person getting something done. It's about a group getting something done. So if accomplishing group purpose is the end, the two key ingredients are management and leadership. They're often confused, but they're not at all the same. Management is about control, is about getting people to do what you want them to do. And leadership is about freedom. You can't coerce people into being leaders. One of my favorite quotes comes from President Eisenhower, who said, leadership is about getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it.
Exactly.
And I think so. Leadership is an inside-out thing.
No, I agree. I agree. You need to motivate the rank and file to the point where they're doing it for themselves in a way.
Correct.
They want to improve the organization, that your goals and their goals are aligned. And that is
Exactly.
certainly the mark of a great leader. In your experience, what is the most common leadership pitfall? And tell us how your book helps people navigate around it.
Um, Probably the most common leadership pitfall is assuming that you know what your assuming that you know what your followers want or need.
Mhm.
And under the heading of management, a prescription is talk more than listen. Under the heading of leadership, it's about listening more than talking, getting to know your people and understanding their motivations. And back to your question about pitfalls, I think it's about leaders often assuming they know while they really may not.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. True communication is an exchange of information. It's not just a one-sided transaction that you are giving, but you're also receiving, you're talking, but you're also listening, you're understanding, and you're tailoring the message to the needs of those within the organization. You've got quite an extensive record working with top corporations across the United States. Tell us how your experience working with companies like 3M and Honeywell helped you put together this book.
Well, in both organizations, there's a tremendous variety of responsibilities that people had. So it was never dull work because I'd be working with somebody and their issues were often different than issues with other people, even within the same company. But two features of the people that I worked with that I found very helpful and very enjoyable to work with is they were typically smart people. That always helps. And they
Mhm.
were people of integrity.
Yeah,
And, integrity is one of those words that sounds like a lot and it can mean a lot of things. But for me, integrity comes down to just a few things. Practice of integrity.
mhm.
Always tell the truth as best you know it. Don't make promises you can't keep. Um, and always do what's best for the larger organization.
Yeah.
I think if we move forward doing those things, we will be people of integrity and our reputation for integrity will grow.
Do you think the workplace today, in 2024, is substantially different than perhaps 1984 when it comes to leadership and the role of a leader within an organization?
Well, I think the biggest difference is yes, in a quick answer, yes, in that historically, leaders and their followers or their constituents were often together. And in our post COVID world, and organizations are all over the map from mandating people come to work
Hmm.
X number of days a week to the other extreme of make your own schedule. And I think that makes leadership challenging because when the people are not there with you, it's harder to influence them and it's harder to grow a culture that kind of supersedes the behavior.
Absolutely. I think probably in today's environment, you have to use different tools. Obviously, Zoom is one of them.
Right.
Email communication is one of them. Inter-office or inter-work site communications are very, very important because, like you said, it's no longer Bob, Sally, Mary, and Jane in the office at the water cooler who might every now and then see the boss. It's disparate people all over the world, all over the country in some cases, who are at their desktops and laptops and working that way. Before we leave you today, anything else you want the folks at home to know about your book and how you think it will help them in their journey to become a better leader and even a better worker?
Sure. Well, first of all, I believe that everybody's ability to become a better leader is there. It's not the case that I'm topped out and this is the best I can get. But it does take motivation because I don't think it's easy. I often use a quote from Warren Bennis, who was a great leadership guru. I think he passed away in 2015. He said, process of becoming a better leader is much the same as of the process of becoming a fully integrated human being. And I believe that because at the heart of integrity is alignment of goals uh, and actions for achieving those goals.
Exactly. Exactly. If you're not a good person, you're not going to be a good leader. You're going to be a boss. And we know what happens when someone's the boss instead of a leader. You actually
Right.
have an us and them mentality within the workforce, and it's usually counterproductive to your goals for the organization. The name of the book is Growing Confident Leaders. It is a profound yet simple model that demystifies the art of leadership. It will teach you how to inspire, motivate, and create meaningful change through trust, credibility, hope, and clarity. It's an important book if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a middle management, if you are a CEO. This is a book you need to read. AJ, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Well, thank you very much for your kind words about my work.
I appreciate your time, sir. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.